Where are we at? How come we're not live? Okay, good evening, everybody out there in Chester County. I thought I was going through a technical glitch there for a minute, but that's okay because I am on the set. Because we all know every host needs a theme song. So, ladies and gentlemen, just throw in my theme song for about 4, 5 seconds. You can't tell me I ain't doing something special. Coming to you live on City Town Talk is none other than me, Brother Fonz. I want to say good evening to everybody. And look, most of y'all, my viewers, you know how I do, right? So I'm gonna fidget with some gadgets for a minute because what I want to do is I want to make sure my viewers get on here and get some highs and some hellos to Miss Teresa, aka the photo fairy this evening. And I am so excited to have her on. I'm telling you, I've been begging, right? Because as much as she does photography and daycare and all that stuff, she's kind of laid back and she's kind of like a quiet kind of person. So I had to pull her out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to screw your wigs on real tight. And we're going to do what we do, how I do what I do. And I'm going to start off by trying to get this together, which I do. Praise God for that. And I want to make a few announcements, not many, but a couple, because it's so important. Now, look. All right. Oh, good, good. Norma Asuncion. Danico, it's good to see you. Lisa Mares, how are y'all this evening? Hey, y'all hanging tight because look, we got Teresa Marie on tonight. I'm telling you. Now, if you haven't had your picture taken, you've had to see some pictures she has taken. Matter of fact, the two behind me are two photos that Teresa's done. Man, and look, she's one of the best on the East Coast. I just can't wait to get past the announcement so I can start asking her some questions about how she do what she do. But look, first, let me do this. Tomorrow, remember, Wednesday and Thursday at the CYWA, we have the food distribution. So Wednesday, we need you down there 12:30 to 1:30, and on Thursday, 1:30 to 2:30. They have great food. I mean, they're showing a lot of love to the community. So get down there. They want to share what they have with the community. Get down there. They got some great food too. Come on, Wegmans, Giant, Acme, and stuff like that. I may have to get me a carton roll up there. I don't know, Teresa, but I mean, we just keeping it real. You know what I mean? I'm retired on a fixed income and stuff. Hey, Jennifer Rosado just checked in. Hey, look, Jennifer, hit the share button on your button so you can share with other people about what's going on this evening. I'm not going to spend too much time on announcements because I want to get Teresa in here, and then we'll talk about the urban hiring event and all that stuff at the end of the show. But look, first, I want to say, Teresa, thank you for allowing me into into your living room and on your beach this evening.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, say hi to all your viewers and fans out there.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I really don't have to introduce her because y'all know good and well what she do and how she do what she do. But we want to get into some deeper stuff because this is what I like to do. Before I start talking about what a person do in their areas of expertise, I want to find out who they are and what they be thinking, how they got to where they get. So, I normally always take it back to high school, at least high school. So wait a minute. Khalid McGivney, he is checking in from Second Baptist, ladies and gentlemen, and Dr. Teresa Lee Powell, TLP. I'm good to see you. Hey, y'all stick around. I want y'all to listen to this young lady. She done took all y'all's pictures too. I know that, right? Good God. Look, and she's the shortest photographer in Coatesville, but that's okay. She's tall. She is tall with experience and everything else. See, we got to get her laughing because she was all like apprehensive and all that stuff. So,
yes,
Teresa, okay. So, Teresa, now my first question, or the first thing, no, wait a minute, before I even get into that. 8 years I met Teresa, and she's a real militant advocate kind of person. So don't let the smooth taste fool you. She was one of the original movement members, walking around like a gang, with red sweatshirts on, with the word moving on it. We down there, school district, it's in the front row, just raising hell for equality and everything else. That's who she is. I believe she even helped march around that building in that sub-zero weather when we was trying to stop them from buying Zen Road. So the next time y'all see her, y'all can give her a Black Power salute or something else. But that's who she was when I first met her. But now, that's besides the point. Tina Matson has checked in. Kim Powell says, your work is beautiful. Hey, Kim, that's her work right behind me too. Ain't that something? She's special. But now, Teresa, Tell us about your family. Are you married? Kids? Let's go back there.
Okay, I am married, um, and I have five grown children
Mhm.
and five grandchildren.
What?
Hmm
I ain't no sure people can have grandkids. That's
I
all
know, right?
right. You don't
So
even look
like,
like it. You don't even look like it because you don't look like you old enough to have all that. But let me ask you: are you originally from Coatesville?
I'm not. I'm originally from Westchester.
Oh, okay. So now, what brought you to Coatesville?
Um, when my mom passed away when I was 14, and
Hmm.
my aunt Bets took me in, and she lived on Virginia Avenue in Coatesville.
All right. So did you go to Cash at that time and all that?
I went to Gordon.
You went to Gordon, and Gordon was what? Elementary, middle school? What was that
That
at
was
the time?
it was a middle school.
So where did you go to high school?
Cash.
Oh, you went to Cash. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you: when you was in Cash, did you have any idea you was gonna be doing the stuff that you're doing now?
No.
Okay, but what was your inclinations back then? Did you have any idea of anything that you wanted to do? Had you made up your mind on how you wanted your career to go at that time?
I hadn't. I and Actually, when I graduated, I went to cosmetology school.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's one certificate because you know I'm going to ask you about how many schools and
Oh my
certificates.
gosh.
Yeah. I'm only going to ask you that.
I believe in education. I consider myself a lifelong learner.
Hey, I like that. And the only reason I'm throwing that question in because I seen it on your page. You was ruffling through all your boxes. So
Yeah, because you had me nervous. I was like, he gonna ask me all these questions. Then I just put it away. I got overwhelmed. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna be like, what it is, what it is.
oh, Lord have mercy. Now, wait a minute. Okay, so like, check this out. Did you ever go to college?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, man, I got to guess. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Tina already said good evening. Nikki Brown, top of the evening. Monique
all
Butler, how
right.
you doing, Monique? Y'all go ahead and give Teresa some shout out and tell her a little something about herself. I know y'all love her. You're in every picture she done. Took so many. Latadra Mosey just checked in. If y'all haven't gotten your pictures taken by Teresa, you might as well line up and stop playing. You know, just join it. Okay, look. So, all right. So, high school, college, you wanted to be a cosmetologist. Wait a minute, you didn't go
I
to,
didn't know what I wanted to be because I end up being a lot of things.
and that's good.
I mean, I had a lot of issues back when I was in school because losing my mom, and then my dad was ended up being addicted to drugs, and then I was 19. I had a baby at 15.
Okay.
I was homeless
Ooh,
in a CYWA. Um, when I was 18, 19.
wow. Hey, so wait. When you say, you know, I got goosebumps right there, right? Because you know I went through the homeless thing, but I got goosebumps because looking at you now is proof positive what God can do in somebody's life. So
Yes,
I'm giving him all the glory and the praise, although
yes.
he worked it through you. But
I
Lord,
give
no,
him
they need
all
something.
the glory and praise.
What?
Lesson.
All right, so now I'm hyped now. I'm excited now, Teresa. Keep going. You're doing great. Hey, wait a minute. And see, I bet you a lot of people ain't know that. And
No,
but you know what?
I'm quite sure a lot of people didn't know that.
And check this out, Teresa. This is what gives people hope.
True.
This,
Actually, I went through it. I started doing my when I was in the shelter. Um, I got a certificate for, who was it called then? Secretary or whatever.
mm,
But I I'm dyslexic, and
okay.
I have an audio processing disorder.
Mm,
So I hear things backwards. It's still a dyslexic. But I ended up working in the office at Regency Park Apartments. And I just love the maintenance crew because I would write them apartment numbers down backwards every time somebody called. And they would just come back in and say, you did it wrong. And they would go back out to the right place.
mm.
And I
All
was
right.
like,
Okay.
yeah, that's not for me.
Look, we got some people checking in. You know what? You must be special because they're checking in like crazy right now. Anna Sophia, it's good to see you. And Vanessa Alexander, Thank you for stopping by. Oh, we got somebody with three names here. Mrs. Victoria Madry. Mrs. Victoria, it is good to see you. Reginald Brickis. You know you must be special because Reg don't even check in on my program. Whatever takes it for you to check in. I appreciate you, Reginald. Delina DeVoe said, praise God for you, Photo Fairy. And I think we all echoed that sentiment. And here's a songbird that's on here right now because Crystal don't come on here often. She must have heard word in the street must be that Teresa's on. Crystal, it's always good to see Miss Maxwell. All right, Marsha Harris. I can't say hello to everybody. I'll never get to all my questions. Hey, I'll be right back with y'all. Okay, look. So now I'm pulling up when you're into the daycare and the photography business. First of all, which business came first?
Daycare.
And you really like kids, evidently.
Yeah, I found Miss Henry on Facebook a couple years ago when I got on here, and she said she remembered me growing up in Union Court in Westchester, and that I used to always have this doll, but I wouldn't play unless I paid her a quarter to take care of my doll. So I always wanted to take care of children. I just didn't understand how to do it. So that's where nursing came in. I wanted to do be in the pediatrics, but I ended up, it was just too emotionally draining for me.
Okay.
You know, my husband was like, you got your own kids, because I would actually end up staying overnight sometimes in the peds because, you know, I felt like, me personally, I felt like a lot of people were, and it's been over 20 something years ago. So, but I felt like they were leaving their kids to be babysat while they were sick. And I felt horrible. Like I was like, I can't just leave these babies here by themselves overnight. And my husband was like, you got your own babies. And then I couldn't, it was really draining on me. So I couldn't do that anymore.
So now, how did your husband feel about your desire to open a daycare? Was he apprehensive? Was he all
Well,
in or?
he was all in because then, so I literally had over 30 jobs before I even did that. So I I worked at the VA. They actually sent me to nursing school.
Did they?
Yes, they did. And then I went to school, and I'm all about what you learn in school. And I get there, not to talk about, and I was training, and they were like, no, we do it like this. And I'm like, well, ethically, we really shouldn't be doing it like this. So it was hard. And then it was right around the time they started giving us what was it, hazard pay for
Mm-hmm.
HIV. And
Mm-hmm.
I decided that wasn't for me either. So then I went to Franciscan Family Care. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I really wanted to be in the medical scene, but I went into that company in the mailroom. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got promoted 4 times before I left. And I left because, and started my daycare because Betty Jacks was watching my son, Keenan, who has ADHD. He was watching all of them, but she couldn't watch him after 5 anymore. And I was like, what am I going to do? And so I didn't realize, what do I want to say? I always feel like everybody is a great person, but I didn't realize, the people that I worked around really weren't for me. Even though my husband, he tells me that stuff all the time, but he knows everything.
Oh, well, that's all right. Oh, well, look, we're going to just take a quick time out and recognize some people that's on
Okay.
here just because you're on here. Daria Turner, she is checking in. Daria, it's always good to see you. Donisha Dickinson. No, wait a minute. Charlie Copeland. Now, this might not mean nothing to many people. It'll mean something to Crystal Maxwell, who's coming behind. But Charlie Copeland, this is the first time you've ever been on my show that I can recall. Welcome. Crystal Love Maxwell has a short message. She said, your story explains why you're such a phenomenal woman. And she's got 2 hearts up there, getting all mushy in her. Iris Holmes is watching. Iris is going to say something deep before it's over with because she's one of my spiritual mentors. I know she's going to say something about the Lord. God bless you and all that.
Oh, she knows me growing up.
Oh, do she? So come on with it. Tracy Parker is on the set and Christian Brown. Hey, y'all got to hold up because we finding out some stuff about this sister. Wait a minute. Iris said you are awesome. I told you she was gonna say something else. But look, we find look at my favorite find some more stuff. This is so interesting. Now, daycare and photography, are these only businesses you've ever had, or have you ever been in another type of business?
No, that's it.
That's it. That's more than enough. So okay. Now with the daycare, name some of the challenges. What were some of the biggest challenges in regards to opening up your daycare business?
Well, when I first opened my daycare business, because I needed to take care of my son.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was thought a person was made by their title. And so I really grappled with it because I literally was making back then more than I make now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I worked for the major hospitals
Mm-hmm.
and medical billing. Um, so that was the biggest challenge. And back then, I immediately started out with 6 kids. At first, I was scared I wouldn't have enough kids, and then I had enough kids, but I didn't really know how to get paid. We're dealing with I'm back there. The welfare system would pay you, but
Mm-hmm.
they would pay the person afterwards, after I watched somebody's kids for a month, and then they would pay the person, and then they would come and pay me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is kind of hard. And this was God talking to me. 3 months in, I was like, I can't do this. And there was a company, Prudential, contacted me, and they said that we've been looking for you. And I was like, looking for me? And I was like, well, I can't do it until my son goes to school. And by then I was invested. It was like 3 months in, I was invested in all these kids. And I was like, but I'm gonna have to go back to work because I'm not making any money. These people are not paying me. I literally got a check in the mail for $9,000. I
What?
did not know that I was vested in my company and they had sent me the money.
Mm.
And I said, well, this must have meant that this is what I'm supposed to do. And from that time forward until last March, I've
Mm-hmm.
always been full, always. And
Oh man.
I was always so scared. And my husband was like, every time I would have kids leave, like they would go to kindergarten. One year I had 4 kids leave at one time. I was like, what am I going to do? He's like, you do this every time. And no more than 2 weeks later, I had all my kids back.
Good
So
stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let's see. Latadra Mosey said Charlie's on the set. Wow. Iris Holmes said Terry family is my family, the Walkers. Grace Brown has checked in, and let me see. That's what we got so far. Okay. All right. Now, you got so many memories. Share a funny memory with us in regards to your daycare.
my daycare, I have
Yeah.
too many funny memories. Like,
Just give us one.
oh, so Christmas, it was Christmas time. And when Christmas time comes, I let them paint my face and I would paint my nose red and all that. And I remember leaving one night and going to the bank, and then I went to the store, and like everybody was kept staring at me and nobody was saying anything. Then people were like pointing and laughing. I forgot that I had painted my nose red and had reindeer ears on all this time. And I was like, oh my gosh.
My,
And I
my.
was like, well, it is what it is. That's all I am.
And you have blessed us because there are times when you be on your page where the kids is painting you and throwing sand, sparkles. Y'all be doing some interactive type stuff, man, and that is
That's
really
what I
nice,
believe.
huh?
I believe we should always be interactive with children.
That's okay. That's fantastic. I like to be interactive with them too. I like to smack them here, smack them here. No, I don't be beating on no kids. But Monique Butler said you had her daughter and that you were one of the best, and that's good. Bonnie Boyer Austin has checked in. Good evening, Bonnie. How are you? For those of you who don't know who are just tuning in, we have Teresa Marie Matthew Smith, aka the Photo Fairy, on here. And look, I love being liked, but don't like this video, share it because we want to share the information, education, and the inspiration. And we want to spread this throughout. We want it to be viral, at least in our community. So hit the share button where you're at, and we're going to continue with the Q&A. Let me see what's next. Let's talk about some photography now, because I tell you, I don't know how you do it. When did you decide you wanted to be a photographer?
I didn't. A friend of mine, Shannon, did. And I say that because um so my photography started with the passing of my mom. And I had always took pictures, but I didn't have any pictures of my mother. Me and my brother still doesn't have any pictures of my mother. And I was like, I lived in fear of, since she died so young, that I would, and then my kids wouldn't remember me. And so I wanted to make as many memories as possible. Like there's literally 10,000 pictures in here that I've taken over the years of my children, because I'm like, I don't want to forget, because I started forgetting what she looked like. And then people would say, oh my gosh, you look just like your mom. And I'm like, I don't even remember what she looked like. So that's when I started taking all these pictures. Then Facebook happened and I started sharing, pictures of just what I took of my kids. And people started asking me to take pictures. And then one year, Shannon said, I'm getting married. It was a year before she was getting married. And I want you to do my wedding. I was like, absolutely not. I can't do that. But there's still like one of my favorite pictures that I ever took. And I went and looked for a photography school, Delaware Tech. And I still remember, the teacher saying, you shouldn't do it. Your camera is not good enough. Your lenses are not good enough. You don't have the experience. Um, like he beat me up like every week not to do it until I did. I went to school I went at night and I went during the weekends, and he beat me up every week, and I still had that teeny weeny camera. Matter of fact,
Oh,
this is my first digital camera. I
go
have
ahead.
all I have all my cameras on the shelf.
Well, that's all right. And when people say you can't, you just say, yes, I can.
Yes, I
You know what
can.
I mean? I know that probably drove you too. That's
It
probably,
actually did. I think that it did drive me because I was scared, and I just went there to ask for his help, and he wasn't helpful. And I felt like now I have to prove you wrong. Like all you can say, I wish you would have said, do it this way. You needed to, but he kept saying, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. You can't do it. Like, you can't do it. And I was
so
like,
was
okay.
he supposed to be some sort of teacher or something?
He was a teacher, but you know what I did learn by going through photography school? I had many teachers that I went through.
Mhm.
I learned a lot of technical things, but I almost felt like I had lost my own vision after I graduated,
Okay.
because they were actually teaching their style, their vision, and I had to get my vision back.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize, because I'm all about education. So I'm like, oh, I have to go and get as much education as I can. And I thought a lot of it was detrimental,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be honest.
But your vision is spot on. I don't know, you got your vision is really all right. Hey, look, let's check it. Let's check this out. Crystal Boggs Jennings just checked in. Justin Brown, I'm going to call you soon as this show is over. Sister Roberta Steyer Showell's on the set, and Antoinette Renee. Hey, good evening, everybody. We are interviewing Teresa Marie, aka the Photo Fairy. And I ain't got to tell you nothing about her picture, so I'm not even going to belabor that, because we all know this is what she does. Let me see. The title said you had to create your own vision, and you did. Man, look, do you ever show your pictures back to that guy who said you can't do it? Send him some. Just send him a photo.
Matter of fact, you know what happened the other day? He's doing online classes, and it came across Facebook the other day. And I actually am thinking about calling him up.
What teacher tells a student that you can't? You're
That's
not
what
a
I'm saying.
teacher. You're not a teacher if that's your bedside manner. That's
Yeah,
just my opinion. You
that's my
can't.
opinion too.
Yeah, you're supposed to instill confidence and a can-do spirit in people. Anyway, I hope you didn't pay him because I'd be wanting my money back. Okay, we followed that question. Okay, okay. Now, once you realized you wanted to be a photographer, what were some of your first steps?
Um, I always felt like I was never prepared. It felt like it just happened. So I don't know if it's like I followed any steps. I'm still like, after all these years, feel like I'm still like trying to get started because I never felt like I did it correctly. I don't know why. I'm like, you got to do this, you got to do this. I just, I never feel like I'm just there. So I
Yeah,
don't know what the steps were. I just did it and it just took off.
and you're still evolving. Is this what I'm hearing?
Yes.
And that's a good thing because once we feel like we can't learn no more or
Oh,
we can't do nothing, that's when we stop learning. That's when we stop growing, man. So I
I have
like
so
hearing
much
that.
more to learn.
And look, if I can just put a comma right here in this interview, you know what really is scratching me where I itch is where you had no clue on what you were going to do when you were coming through high school and all these different changes. You went to 1,000 different schools and stuff like that, and it lets us know that we don't have to have it all together. We don't have to succeed at everything, but if we just continuously try, cream's going to rise to the top. And what you're supposed to do and the purpose in your life is going to meet your efforts. Mm.
Hmm.
Man, I need to sell that. I need to put that in the book. Almost sound like I knew what I was talking about. But look, Crystal Bosh Jennings said, I love the photos she did for my son's senior portraits.
Thank you.
Crystal, she said, thank you. You know, I need to get my picture taken. I can't stand the way I look in pictures. I got about 4 or 5 different shades of black on my face. I'm all messed up. I look like a map or something. That's besides the point. This is what, let me see, what else we got? Okay, so we did that. Now, do you have a favorite camera and lens?
Um, my favorite lens is the 7200.
72 to 200.
Yeah.
That,
My favorite camera is the 5D Mark IV, even though I upgraded to the R5. I'm still trying to figure that out. I didn't realize upgrading, but I would mean I have to upgrade everything.
your lenses and everything.
The lenses are outrageous. I have an adapter, but some of my older favorite lenses, like my 7200, won't work on my new camera.
Okay.
The new camera cards that normally you can get for like $30
Mm-hmm.
is over 100.
Ooh.
I had to upgrade my computer system because the size of the images
Uh-oh, real
are
big.
so big. It I should have really researched this. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I waited on that camera. Actually, it was paid for before when it first came out. I had paid for it, and then they took it back because it was overheating.
Okay.
And I finally didn't. I got it right around Christmas time.
So about 5 years ago, we were sitting in Mount Olivet Church. We were having a meeting. There's a whole bunch of us from the community, and we were talking about some of our wishes and desires. And one of your wishes was, well, you only had one, was to have a full frame camera. Did that wish and dream ever come true?
Yes,
But see, I don't know what 5D and all that means in the Canon
yes.
language because I have a Nikon.
It's a full frame camera. It's a professional camera. I
And
finally got a professional Canon camera.
see, I don't forget much when I interact
Yeah,
with
I don't
people.
remember that, but thank
Yeah. I'll send you the pictures one day. We were sitting in like a horseshoe table and we were all talking about some of the things that we wished for. James Hamilton has just checked in. James, it's good to see you. No food on your Facebook page today. Good because it kept me hungry. Okay, now look. Let me see. I wrote this out. I followed you and it seems you excel in all forms of photography. Baby pictures, weddings, and maternity pictures. Do you have a preference of what picture you do? Do you like baby pictures, maternity pictures? Because you do all of them drawings real nice. And do you own
you.
stock in what's that? What's some gardens? What's that place that you take pictures
Lower Gardens.
at? Yeah.
I wish. Actually, no, I actually am in love with all types of photography except for landscape and architecture. And I
Okay.
think I'm really starting to enjoy architecture too, but I actually enjoy them equally.
Okay.
I
Good,
thought
good.
I was going to enjoy newborn pictures, and they are a lot of work. I
With the
think,
newborn pictures,
oh yeah, and children, but you know what? Yeah, I love children doing children. I love doing children's pictures. I do. I absolutely love them.
that's because you little kids. You,
I do.
I can see me trying to take that picture. Sit down before I sit. Shut up. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But anyway, now look, there's so much stuff that you do because some of the stuff you do is like really, really crazy, but it's crazy nice because this is what sets you apart from everybody. So I want to at first I want to ask, where does all this creativity come from that you do? Because you're a poser in chief. You sew outfits, you make dresses, you paint hobby horses, you put kids in cups, you do all this stuff in regards to photography. First, let's talk about sewing. Who taught you how to sew, and how did you bring this
My
into
mom
your
sewed. She used to sew all my clothes when I was younger.
uh-huh.
And then when I came and I went to Gordon, I took sewing then. And my aunt Bets, who raised me, she used
Mm-hmm.
to make me make her outfits when she used to go to the what were those dances? She would call them the cabarets. Y'all had cabarets.
Yeah, yeah.
She used to make me make her outfits for the cabarets.
My. I look at some of these. I look at some of these outfits you be doing. I'll be like, this woman's crazy. Anyway, so that's good, good, good. So you got that from your mom, and do you usually incorporate this in your photography, or it's like a special request, and that's how you work that thing,
Um,
or is there something that clicks in you and say, you know what, I want to take these photos, but I think I
yes,
want to put you in this type of
yes,
background setup and all that kind of stuff.
yes. That's exactly what happens. And then I
Man,
just go for it, and then I'm like, and I actually always try to look for something to buy, and it seems like I can never find what I'm looking for.
well, there's no doubt that you'll travel near and far to find it because we have been tracking you almost like Santa Claus with the reindeers. You're in Delaware looking for a piece of fabric and all that kind of stuff, man. Hey, you'd be surprised. We are watching you. But it goes to show you that you'll go the extra mile for what you do, man. And that makes you worth whatever it is that you charge. It really, really is. Latasha Miles checked in. Latasha, it's good to see you. Katina Milborn, how are you, Katina? It's good to see you this evening. So where else am I at? I'm just so excited about talking to you because of all the stuff you do. Now, and I already asked you, do you have any special photo shoots that stand out to you above all others? Is there a place that you went that seemed to grab you more than all other places? A scenery, anything, anything that stands out. And if it doesn't, it's okay.
I don't know, like Longwood Gardens. So I never wanted to go there. My kids ended up buying me a membership a couple years ago. And then I went in there and I was just at all. I've been through, like, I go in the back in the corners. It's
Mhm.
like you just see just magic going on in there. So yeah, absolutely love that place.
So Martin Norris checked in, and Latasha Miles, she's got all bunches of smiley faces. She said, "Hey, Teresa was our photographer for our wedding. She's a photographer for almost everybody's wedding. Hey, but she said she really appreciates you. Bam. Let me see what else I got here. How does it feel when you see? How does it feel when you see a plan? No, no, yeah. How does it feel when you see a plan come together? Do you get some kind of extra exuberance, like a yes and all
I
that?
do. I get, well, to be honest, when I see it come together, I get really over excited. And then when it's over, I'm like, I'm not really excited as I thought I should have been. I don't know why. I get super disappointed in a lot of work that I do.
Sometimes I get the impression that you're not as impressed with your talents as everybody around you.
Yes, absolutely right.
Every now and then, I like to try and throw you a line until you stop playing.
You
Okay.
did. I appreciate that.
All right. My question is, what has been some of the biggest challenges in the area of photography for you?
Um,
It definitely ain't getting work,
Sometimes.
is it?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, and I'm trying to work better because I know a lot of people what happens is when they contact me, I immediately come up with the ideal and my mind starts running with it. It starts, and then sometimes and I'm telling them what my ideals are, and then next thing you know, I see they had got their pictures taken with somebody else with that idea. So I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out how to not be rude and say I can't sit here and give you because I it's hours that I put into this
Yes.
thinking about exactly what I want to do.
Hmm.
And what you when you tell me the thing is I can't stop thinking about it. It's like an automatic thing. My mind starts going and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what it's going to do. And I'm telling you, and then next thing you know, you're somewhere else. So, and I don't want to be rude and say, well, I can't go back and forth with you about ideals if you're not going to book me. But I'm trying to figure out how to say that.
So let me ask you a question. When you book a client like that, do you ask them what it is that they want, or you initially tell them what you see?
No, no, I always ask them what they want.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I always ask them what they want. But then they ask me, a lot of people ask me for my advice and my
Uh-oh.
opinion on what they should do.
Uh-oh, that's where they messed up.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Evelyn Johnson checked in EJ twice in one day. It is it's good to see you. Carmen Green said, asked, would you mentor? Now, Carmen, this is almost like something I asked her before, too. Years ago. Carmen wants to know, would you mentor a young person interested in photography?
Yes, I'm getting ready to mentor one now.
Because
Actually, she was one of my first daycare kids. She contacted me and asked me to mentor her in photography.
Carmen, let me tell you, it was about a year or so ago, I asked her, would you ever think of opening up a school? Because she has so much to offer. Well, that's how I felt about it.
The Professional Photographers of America asked me about 5 years ago to do online classes for them. I, you know how hard it was to get me on here. I'm not actually really confident in my abilities,
Uh-huh.
so I I turned them down.
Okay, well, you keep talking to other people. They'll help you get your confidence back up. Stop keeping it to yourself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you also need to know that one of the photo shoots that Teresa did wound up on a kid in Gap Kids photo shoot,
Yeah,
and that ain't chopped liver. Am I correct?
you're correct.
That ain't chopped liver. So who else we got? Nia Twyman checked in. My cousin Claudette Thomas is checking in from Philadelphia. Claudette, it's good to see you, cuz. Carmen said your work is great. Marsha Harris said consultation fee. She's trying to help you get more money. Pay me while we're talking about this thing. Okay. Latadra Moses said, just say it. You are professional and customers need to be professional as well. You are so right, Latadra. Carmen said that would be great at Midway Arts. Well, she has a studio already.
Yeah,
How is your
I
studio
actually
going?
I went to Midway Arts the other day.
Did you? And
Mm.
what did you do? Did you take some pictures or you just
No,
browse?
I was looking at their space.
Okay. Thinking about bringing your studio in because you're up in Parksburg, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're thinking coming back local and that would be
I
nice.
was, but it's still not economical for me.
Okay, okay. Well, that's important.
Yeah.
That's so important. Okay. We found out some funny stuff that happened in your daycare. You felt it was important for you to go out with rabbit ears on and something like that at the stove. Let's talk about photo shoots because I know there has to be something that stands out that was memorable and maybe even funny at one of your photo shoots because you got like a billion pictures. Can you think of
I well,
anything?
I'm trying to remember whose wedding it was. So I was doing a wedding and I was standing. It was in the Wagontown Fire Hall.
Mm.
And I was standing there taking a picture, and all of a sudden, this man slid across the floor on his knees and said, I really want to dance with you. And I didn't know what to do but just die laughing. Like, wait a minute, I know this just happened.
On his knees.
Or slid down right across the floor, down
Wow.
on his knees.
So my question is, did you dance with the fella?
I didn't.
Oh.
But
He just messed up
if
the
you
knees.
know me, my
Uh,
saying is, if you invite me to do your wedding, you
uh,
must know that I will dance.
okay, okay,
Oh,
that's
I
all right.
always dance. That's one thing I love to do. I can't dance, but
Mhm.
I love to dance.
Okay, that's all right. So Kathy Smith checked in. Kathy, is good to see you. And Sissy, Sharon the Shield just checked in. Sharon's good to see you. Let me see what else I got. That was pretty funny too. All right, we've seen so much of your work and it's brought so much joy to your viewers. So what's next for the photo fairy? What do you have uh in the horizon?
Coming up now, well,
Yeah, is it a new
I
dream,
decided,
goal, vision, mission, what?
so I went, so I found, when cleaning up, looking for all them certificates and stuff. I thought you were going to ask me for. I'm glad you did. But I found a book from last year. I went to DC. I followed this photographer, and it was for marketing, and it was to. I'm supposed to get better at marketing. They want me to do YouTube videos, and everybody keeps asking me to do that. So I'm like, I'm not good at it. I'm going to try. I went to Home Depot today, and I video what I was doing, because a lot of people actually look at me like I'm crazy when I'm in these stores, and they follow me because
Mhm.
I'm just looking at things to put together. Like, I want to make this big heart and I want to put kids in it next week,
Mhm.
but I had to find the foam to cut it out of, and then the foam to go around it. Well, I found the foam to go around it by walking by one of their trash cans,
Mm.
and I asked them, could I have it? And they gave it to me. And they were like, can you show us what you make when you get done with it? And I was like, absolutely.
Get
So,
out of here. Boy, I'm telling you, see that's somebody's treasure. Some people look at it as trash. You look at it as treasure.
oh,
That
yeah.
is good stuff. Karen Cox has checked in. Karen, hey, look, if y'all got any questions for Teresa, now Teresa, how does one get in touch now? Now, first of all, because of the weddings, with the COVID-19, I'm sure your business has suffered in regards to
Yes,
wedding photography. But how has the other photography been doing? Has it dropped or is it about the
it
same?
dropped. It has dropped, but I'm actually still very busy.
Uh,
So it did drop a lot. And it's understandable, but I try to be as cautious as I can. So I'm like, when I offer my mini sessions now, they
uh,
used to be like every 15 minutes. Now they're 15 minutes every hour or two. Like, I don't have people back to back anymore. I don't do
okay.
that. And like spray and all that, let it air out.
Right. Okay, so now there was something that was on my mind. I'm getting old, stuff goes in one ear and comes out the other. So I think we're almost at that time where we can call it a night. But before my guests go anywhere, I always like to carve out a little bit of time for my guests to talk to the viewers, to give them either some education, information, or inspiration. And I've heard so much from you tonight that I think you have quite a bit, not quite a bit in time wise, but you have some stuff that you can share that will inspire the viewers. You came from where you came from, CYWA, to now you're on a beach talking to Brother Fonz. Share that with the
Wish I was
viewers.
on a real beach. And
I
I'm actually scared of the water. So, but I would take it any day right now.
know. Share your heart with the
I
viewers.
I believe at this point in my life that you should do whatever makes you happy. Um, whatever makes you happy, in terms of, I think eventually the money will come if you do and you put your heart in it and you absolutely love it. Like, you have to love what you're doing. And I think people will see that. So, and I'm like, and don't give up. Like, I give up a lot. I ain't gonna lie, but I try to step back. I'm glad I have a great team around me.
Mhm.
Don't give up.
Well, you don't have to say a lot to say a lot. And when you just said about you give up a lot, now you just delay and move on to the next thing. Because if you gave up a lot, you wouldn't be on this show tonight talking about the successful photography business that you had. Because everything that you've gone through up until this point was a step to where you are right now, man. So you didn't give up. Those that gave up, you never know anything about them because they haven't done anything.
Thank
Just,
you.
you know what I mean? So I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to just interview you and chat with you. And it's been, hey Arnett, you all late and everything, but you can see this show over and over and over again because this is what I do. I'm about reposting. I appreciate you so much. Hey, all my viewers, don't forget to hit the share button and stop playing, Carmen. Share it. Kathy, share it. Do what you do best, sharing the shields. Share this with the old folks out there where you're at. You up there in Lancaster, Karen Cox, you up there in Downingtown. I know you got some Downingtown friends. Hit the share button. Marsha Harris, I forget where you're from. Nia Twyman, you're a mystery to me. Mark Norris, you up there in the high rent district. I need y'all to share this stuff on your pages. Ain't that something? I ain't got no sense. You pray for me though, Teresa. So I
I'm
want
praying
to say
for you.
good night to everybody. I want to thank y'all for tuning in.
I appreciate you.
Oh man, what did I just do? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, wait a minute. My screen just went blank. Wait a minute. I gotta get my screen back up so I can at least say there we go. Oh my God, I hit a button. So look, I just want to say it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. I appreciate y'all, my viewers, my guests. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, next Tuesday, we're going to have Valentino Holmes, the young lady who has a chicken farm. That's right. A sister from Coatesville got a chicken farm that is doing rather well out there in Jersey. She's on next Tuesday. Cluck, cluck. I want y'all to be here. It's going to be fantastic. I want to say good night to everybody. Remember that Coatesville's rising. And God bless. Peace out. Bye now.